Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking the Inkey List and why, as a brand, you don't really see them appear on the channel anymore. This is something that eagle-eyed amongst you have been calling out and questioning recently, because if I look back to like 2 years ago when I started Mad About Skin, I was the ultimate fangirl for the Inkey List. I loved all of their products. They featured really heavy in my skincare routine. You fast forward to today, and honestly, I just decided to stop reaching for the brand as like my go-to drugstore favourite, and there's a couple of reasons that have fed into that. I always want to be totally transparent and update you guys when anything changes, which is kind of the purpose of this video today. So sit back, relax, let's talk why I'm moving on from the Inkey List. Now, before we get into this video, I do always like to issue the usual caveat, and that's to say, when it comes to skincare, use what works for you. We all have different ethics, different skin types, different budgets, and all of these feed into the brands and the products that we want to reach for. I don't expect everyone to agree what I have to say with the Inkey List in today's video. These are just my thoughts, feelings, and opinions, but I would love it if each and every one of you would sound off in the comments section below and let me know your current thoughts on the brand. Are you totally in love with the Inkey List formulations and price point? Or like me, have you started to move away from the brand? It's all part of that conversation that I'd love to start. Also, while you're down there, if you could give this video a little thumbs up and a like, it's a great way of supporting me and the channel, but also to have that message heard on a wider platform. The more likes that video gets, the more likely YouTube are to distribute it widely on their platform, and I would love everyone to hear this update. Because whilst not everyone will agree with me, I think the best skincare decisions are the informed ones. And the more we know about brands and the products that they create, the more informed we can be as consumers, which is why I honestly thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to watch today's video. Now, with all that waffle out of the way, shall we just cut it and get straight on in? And I'm going to cut straight to the chase and talk about the product which really led to me being done with the Inkey List. And it's this, the Inkey List retinol. Now, this might shock a lot of people because go back 2 years and I was in love with this product. Still am. I think it's a really nice beginner retinol, but not all is what it seems when it comes to this product. And some recent information that we've learned about that has really changed my thoughts and feelings towards the Inkey List in a way that means I no longer really want to reach for the brand or give them my hard-earned coin. To really explain this, because it's been a bit of an evolution rather than a standalone event, we're going to have to go back a little bit. Now, if you go back 2 years ago, the Inkey List were like the darling of the skincare world. Beautiful, affordable price point. They really, purported to put the consumer first, whilst I think they were churning out products, and there was a lot of people questioning their use of the term fast skincare to describe the way that they formulated products and delivered them to the consumer. Most people did really like the brand, and I think they won a lot of plaudits for their sleek design and their really affordable price point. However, around a year ago, 12 months ago, people started questioning their marketing strategy. I think the thing that kicked it off was this product, the succinic acid blemish treatment, where lots of people said, you know what, the succinic acid that's in the name is really there just to sell the product over the other millions of blemish treatments on the market. Actually, it's not doing a whole lot. In here, it's the sulfur and the salicylic acid that are really providing the benefit. A lot of people said the Inkey List could be a bit more transparent about that. They were using this succinic acid to sound innovative, different, to be able to get us to choose this product over the other competitors. I did hear that, and I think, I became a little bit of an apologist for the Inkey List at this point and said, yes, I do get why people are frustrated with this style of marketing and how it's not the most transparent out there. But if the product works, and this one definitely did, I'm willing to look past that, because ultimately, I think we should be outcomes focused in terms of our skincare. And yes, I would like to see them use a more, truthful name for a product, but if it delivers great results, and this definitely did, I was okay with that. We then got this product, the fulvic acid brightening cleanser. Kind of the same thing happened, the same pattern of behaviour. So this claimed to harness the power of fulvic acid to brighten the skin and clean it at the same time. It's a really great cleanser. One of my favourites, got great results from it, but there is such a tiny, minute amount of fulvic acid in here. Really, it's not going to be doing a whole lot for the skin. And there are some other things in here that could be adding some brightening components to your skincare routine. Fundamentally, it's just a really nice gel cleanser. Again, a lot of people said this is quite misleading because it's using that fulvic acid to really suck us in as consumers, to really get us to buy this product over the other plethora of cleansers at the drugstore. And that was quite misleading when the fulvic acid pretty non-existent in this product. The same thing happened, and again, like I said, it's a bit of a recurring theme with the peptide moisturizer. So this, again, it took the world by storm when it first launched. It's a really good moisturizer, but if you read the ingredients list, the peptides are so far down, and there's only one actual type of peptide in here. I don't think one peptide in a minuscule amount is actually enough to really warrant the label of a peptide moisturizer. And again, I think this is where they were starting to fool us, the consumer, into believing that their products were going to deliver more than they were ever capable of. This was a really nice moisturizer that delivered nice levels of hydration, left the skin feeling super soft. That wasn't the peptides, it was the moisturising components and the humectants. Peptide was there again to sell this product over the other moisturisers that are on the market. This led a lot of people believing they were getting that peptide hit, which honestly, I love peptides, and I detailed the reasons why in a recent video, which I'll link up there. But if you want your peptide fix, this is not the product for you. It's clever marketing over actual substance. I was willing to look past a couple of these initial indiscretions, because let's be honest, no brand are perfect. And if we were looking for perfection from all our skincare brands, we'd probably be left with just water to splash on our face, because I don't think there's any brand out there that's been perfect from start through to finish. But this started to become a pattern of problematic behaviour, where every new launch had a new tagline, had a new innovative ingredient that really wasn't in there in any meaningful way, was just designed to sell that product over any of the competitors, and started to take us, the consumer, for fools. Well, the Inkey List decided to be a little bit more transparent, and honestly, I applaud that. There's a real push for transparency in skincare, and I think this is absolutely fantastic, because the more we know about formulations, percentages, and actives, the more informed we can be as consumers. So the Inkey List went back and started to update their website and their packaging to really show the true concentrations and formulations of their product in a more in-depth way than we knew before. This is fantastic, but it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because of course, if you're much more transparent and open, it's really hard to hide behind that fancy marketing that the Inkey List is known for. This is when I started to do a little bit of a deep dive into some of their products. One of their recent launches is this, the mandelic acid treatment. Now, I was super keen to try this, because actually it is mandelic acid based, so unlike a lot of their recent launches, there's no hype, there's no marketing, it kind of does what it says on the tube. So I was really impressed with this. I thought, okay, let's put it through its paces. A 10% mandelic acid to brighten the skin, give a little light exfoliation, tackle hyperpigmentation, but in here you also got a 0.1% concentration of retinol. So I was intrigued by that. I thought, how compatible is that with other products and ingredients in my skincare routine? With that retinol, I'm going to have to be a little bit more cautious. So I went back to this product, the Inkey List Retinol, and really wanted to understand a little bit more about this. Could I use it alongside that mandelic treatment? How would it work? And I noticed that they'd actually updated the information on their website pertaining to this product. Previously, they said it was a 1% retinol with a 0.5% gram-active retinol component. Fantastic, a great starter retinoid that's going to give you maximum results with minimum sensitivity and help you really let your skin adjust to that retinol till you work up to some higher strengths, brands and concentrations. Love this. They've actually updated it to say it's not a 1% retinol at all. It's a 1% Retistar complex. That's massively different. I'm going to explain why. It's kind of like, in brief, if you Google Retistar and its components, it's a patented, a trademarked composition which takes retinol alongside vitamin E. It's got some castor oil. It's got a vitamin C derivative. They kind of blend it together to give you retinol benefits, but with maximum hydration, minimum risk of side effects. So far, so good, but when you actually look at it, a 1% concentration of Retistar in a product will actually give you a 0.05% concentration of retinol. So in here, you're actually getting 20 times less retinol than what the Inkey List actually claimed in the first place. Now, I'm glad they've updated this, because you absolutely have to be transparent and open with the formulations. But the fact that before they were happy to claim it was a retinol complex, when actually the amount of retinol in it was minuscule, absolutely minuscule, was so misleading. This is where I just decided to draw the line. I felt like I'd been taken for a fool, because I'd used this as like the gateway into other stronger retinoids. I'd recommended it to so many of you guys out there, and whilst it is absolutely a fantastic product and one I genuinely stand by, it's a great starter retinoid. The fact that the Inkey List was so happy to cover up the true composition and percentage of this and put retinol right on the box there, when actually it's so minuscule, you're actually getting a greater amount of retinol in a mandelic acid treatment than you are in that product. That just doesn't sit well with me, and I think this is the point at which I thought, no, I'm done with this brand. They've learned nothing. They're happy to be a bit more transparent, but they've not really done anything about the things that have gone on before, and they're still relying heavily on that slightly dodgy and misleading marketing to sell their products. I just don't feel comfortable giving my hard-earned coin to a brand that's willing to do that. They've of course got their other trials and tribulations. You know, that fast skincare approach that they took really is still going strong. They're releasing product after product after product, and their recent products have, let's be honest, been a bit pants. I think their azelaic acid serum's actually really good, but they haven't marketed that at all. They've kind of just dropped it, and it's there if you want to buy it, but no one really talks about it, which is surprising because it's actually quite good. And that mandelic acid does have its benefits, but aside from that, most of their other recent launches have been total fails. And it now seems to me that they're all about just raking in the coin while they can, rather than actually turning out quality formulations. This, coupled with the shady and misleading marketing, which isn't just a one-off, seems to be a recurring behaviour and theme with the brand, means I just don't want to support them anymore. You know, they still do have their products that work well for me. Their salicylic acid cleanser is a good example of that. And, you know, the proof of the pudding is always in the outcomes that you get from a product. But I think, you know, we have to, as consumers, stand up to the brands that really want to just take us for fools, give us the marketing that they want us to hear without actually providing amazing formulations to back it up. And this is definitely the case with the Inkey List, which I'm sorry to say means I'm just done with the brand and I'm moving on. This isn't going to be the case with everyone. You know, like I said earlier in the video, if we were to exclude every problematic or, you know, every time a brand had an issue, discount them from our skincare routine, we will be left with water to splash our face with, and that is it. So I understand why a lot of people might say, you know what, if the products work, they work. Who cares how they choose to market in them? And that's an absolutely fine comment to make. And it'll all come down to your personal situation and preference. I probably will still continue to use the salicylic acid cleanser because I haven't found a dupe that works as well as that one. And you know, I would say to you guys, if you found a holy grail from the Inkey List, continue to use it, because I am very, very aware at the moment that, you know, our purse strings are being tightened. You know, the cost of living is going up, up and up. So drugstore brands like the Inkey List definitely have their place to play. I'm going to continue with my drugstore dupes series on the channel here, so hopefully together we can kind of look at some other alternatives to just having to reach for the Inkey List, so that as consumers we have maximum choice from the brands and the products that we want to reach for. I would love to know your thoughts, feelings, opinions, to sound up in the comment section below. And wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, love your skin, take care, bye.